Hi, welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda Fowler and I am live on Facebook and YouTube. If you are here watching live, can you do me a quick sound and light check? And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. Do leave comments. I do reply. So if you have questions or need more information, do let me know. So how are we this week? What's new? What's new in your world? I have like the biggest mountain of stuff to show you. So yeah. there's a huge mountain of stuff. So I wasn't here last week. I was at a Stampin' Up event and I've got lots and lots of swaps and things to show you. So hopefully they will be lots of good inspiration for you. I'm going to be making some quick Christmas cards, some Gatefold cards, and sharing some beautiful papers with you as well. So I'm going to be doing that. And I've received 3 gifts in the last couple of weeks, and I just wanted to show those too. So let's see. Michelle is here. Thank you, Michelle. How are you? Hello, Scylla. Everything's great. Thank you, Scylla. And Carol is joining us from Michigan. New in her world, cataract surgery tomorrow morning. Well, the best of luck with that, Carol. I know lots and lots of people who've had cataract surgery, and it has made such a difference to their world, and obviously, importantly, made such a difference to their crafting. So good luck with that. Donna, hello. Oz is in the house. Sound and picture all good. Awesome. Still blows my mind, Donna and Carol, actually, that I can reach the US and Australia from my little spare bedroom in the UK. It's very cool. So here in the UK, we've had a storm. It's left a lot of flooding and stuff in its wake. So if you're affected by that, my thoughts go to you. But it's sunny here at the moment, which is kind of bizarre. Really, we've got blue skies. Chris is here with Angela. Newbury is sunny. Awesome. And good afternoon, Sandy. Thanks for stopping by. So firstly, I have a question for you. It's kind of a question. So I love cooking. Okay, so I love to cook, I love to bake, I love to make food for people. It's one of the happiest times for me. It's one of the reasons I love Christmas, because I can spend hours in the kitchen making a great big spread, and yeah, awesome. So oftentimes on my social media, the majority of the stuff that I see is food related. And something popped up the other day that shocked me and then made me howl with laughter. So I thought I'd share it with you today. So it was a recipe to make bread from leftovers. That kind of caught my attention, because it's kind of like, well, bread is just flour and yeast and water. I don't get why it would be leftovers. So I carried on reading, and it said you use your leftover chips from the chip shop. At which case I just went, like, how is that even a thing? Firstly, leftover chips. That's kind of in my world, that doesn't happen. Leftover chips doesn't happen, but leftover chips from the chip shop. So anyway, so I'm astounded. And I'm just wondering whether I am the only person that goes, "What do you mean, leftover chips? How is that even a thing?" And then one of my friends said when I was telling her this, she said, "Yeah, it's like leftover wine." She said, "I never have any leftover wine either." So, what are the things in your world that you never have any leftovers of? And really, making bread out of leftover chips. I didn't actually read any further because I was so appalled by the thought that you would have them that I just can't. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. Okay, so that's my funny, silly thing for today. In the world of Stampin' Up, it's quite quiet currently. It's always quiet and then it goes crazy. It's not quiet if you're a demonstrator. That is true because we are in pre-order for Celebration and for the January to April mini catalogue. So demonstrators, we often we're working months in advance, and those of you that have hung around with me for a while will know that at this time of year I'm planning stuff for next summer. I've already started planning for next year's Christmas retreat and I've only just done this year's. So yeah, we tend to work in advance. So I've got lots of things going on. But from a customer point of view, things are quite quiet. So, of course, there will be a special offer coming out next week. So every year, or every catalogue, we have a retiring list or a last chance list. That will actually go live next week, 3rd of December. And as always, some of the items that are retiring will be discounted. But what's happening is Stampin' Up is going to rearrange the website a little bit. So when I do my craft and chat next week, I'll do like a screen share because it's not live at the moment. You can't see it. But I'll do a little screen share to show you where everything is going to be. But there's going to be a last chance section on the website. And that's where you're going to find any discounted products. And the awesome thing about that, I'm so excited about that, is what it means is anything that's retiring or, it's come to the end of its life cycle in a catalogue, it will sit there until it's sold out and gone. So hopefully it will mean that you'll be able to pick up some bargains at all times of the year, because that section will kind of stay there as a permanent thing. And it will get updated every 2 months. So it's like one of those things where, I don't know, when you go to a particular store, you always check a certain area for, the special offers or whatever. Well, we'll just get into the habit of checking that area on the website. So that's really cool. So I'm really excited about that. So that is what is starting next week. Earlier, I mentioned about the January to April mini catalogue, or the spring summer catalogue, as Amanda calls it. That I have seen it. It is awesome. I won't be sharing any of those products yet. It doesn't go live until the 7th of January. So we've got a ways to go yet. But I will be sharing some sneak peeks over the coming weeks. And sort of once we get the other side of Christmas, I'll be sharing a lot more stuff then. Celebration is happening. obviously it's a promotion that we don't know whether it's coming or whether it isn't coming, but it is January and February. The products that you can get for free are amazing. There are stamps, there are papers, there's ribbon, there's sparkles, there's embossing folders, there's die cuts, lots and lots of stuff. It's really nice. The qualifying amount is £55. So if you spend £55, you or multiples of 55, you can get your freebies. And there is a special joining offer as well. Now, that leads me on to, there is a special joining offer in January that's coming. If you want more details, if you're thinking about joining, then let me know and I will share with you all the details about that. What I would say is if you join now, you will actually be able to pick things from the January to April mini catalogue. So there are benefits to waiting. There are benefits to joining now. As always, it's up to you. But yeah, so let me know if that's something that interests you. Okay, Margaret is here. Ali's here. Chris is saying chip shops give so many chips you can't eat them all. Yeah. I think to be fair, we now order smaller portions, to be fair. And that's probably why there aren't any leftovers. Ali's saying her no leftovers are wine and chocolate. Texas is here. Hi, Stella and Elizabeth. Thank you. Thanks for popping in. So that's all the Stampin' Up news. Let me grab these swaps. So one of the many benefits of joining Stampin' Up is that we gather. We gather online, we gather in person, and when we do something called swap. And basically what that is sorry, I'm getting everything out of the bag. What that is we make cards or packages or sort of 3D items, that kind of thing. We make those and we make however many we want, and we then swap the things that we've made for something that somebody else has made. Now, the amazing thing about that is you get loads and loads of ideas. So I have brought mine to show you. Some of the things I know who made it, and I can tell you. Some of them I don't know who made it, so I can't tell you. And actually, for the people that got swaps from me, my name wasn't on the back either. I ran out of time. So, you know, it kind of happens. But if I know the person's name, I will let you know. But a lot of this is Christmas themed. So I thought, well, if I share it all now, it might give you some inspiration. So I don't know whose is this. This is Yuletide Village. And this is the black two-tone cardstock. I'm going to go quite fast because there's quite a pile. Again, I don't know whose that one is. That's a lovely circle card. Yuletide Village was on lots of cards. This is from Cotswold Crafter. She's actually one of my lovely team. See, Yuletide Village, lots of places. This one is from Roof Lodge, Helen Peck. Let me just take this out, actually. I haven't taken everything out of the packets because I wanted to make sure I kept the names kind of with the thing. But this is it's like it's an arrow fold card. I have done that. I've done that on a craft along before. But if any of the cards that you see and you think, oh, Amanda, can you do a craft and chat with that? That would be amazing. This is from the lovely Leslie. It's a penny slider. It spins. Go on, spin. There we go. So that's that one. This one is from Carol's Cards Creations. Lovely little coffee cups there. This one is from Lucy Tristan. This is a great one for using up your scraps. This one is from the lovely Kerry Timms. She's one of my team. This is from Jan B. It's from Rachel Berry. Sandra's Craft Studio. Oh, come on. Refocus. Just the camera just doesn't like white cardstock. Got a little treat pack there. There are treats in a lot of these, and I've been very well behaved and not eaten any of them. I didn't want to destroy the packaging before I showed you. It's got a little tiny candy cane in it. Oh, not sure. This is obviously got something in it too, but I don't know what it is. I know what's in this one because I've opened it. It's got chocolate. So this one, I found the label. That one is from Mel. She's one of my awesome team too. This is from the Three Graces. This is a little pouch. And over the coming weeks, look. It's a good job I didn't open this before because look, got an after 8 in it, which will be gone the second I finish my live. Little packages like this. I'm going to be sharing quite a few of those over the coming weeks because I think at this time of year we're making lots of cards and things, but actually it's really nice to do some packaging for gifts and also for like table place settings. I always like to make a little something that goes on the Christmas table. And I usually put like after 8 mints in. So it doesn't have to be anything big, but it just means then that everyone knows where they're sitting. Although there's not many of us this year, so it'll be probably fairly obvious. But sometimes we have lots of people. So we've got a little post-it note holder there. A teeny bag. Look how cool that is. You see, and that again is a perfect size to just put somebody's name on that. And another one. And this is why I love swaps. So what I will be doing is when I take these apart and work them out, then obviously I can show you the original one and then show you my version. And this is from the lovely Michelle, one of my One of my oldest friends. If she hears that, that'll make her laugh. And actually, I've got to show you what's in here. This was an amazing gift, actually. So this is a Twinings tea bag tin. So you know, because you're here on my channel, but I drink peppermint tea all the time, and I take tea bags with me. But this is just the perfect tea bag tin size to go in my handbag. So that was really, talk about knowing who you're giving the gift to. Then this is Cape Hawk Crisp. This is very cool. And actually, so it's little Santa hat. And actually, for those of you that are doing craft along tonight, we've got something kind of on a similar vein actually tonight. And then this is, see, it's got chocolate in it again. Now I bought the punch, the little star punch, but I didn't buy the stamps. And now I've seen Mrs. Christmas, I'm kind of thinking I need the stamp. So yeah, so they're my swaps. Oh, and that one as well. And then I also had this card from Helen for my Stampin' Up birthday, which is really lovely. So there you go. So they're all my swaps and cards and things that I've had. So I hope that's some good inspiration. But then I've had 3 more gifts in the last couple of weeks, actually. So the first one is this. And this is from the lovely Sue. Now, Sue is local to me. And it's been a friend for a long, long time. And we were talking about drinking hot squash or cordial in the wintertime. And Bottle Green make great cordials. They make a great elderflower cordial and some summer cordials as well. And I love them because they don't have sweeteners in. I'm really not a fan of sweeteners. And we were talking about a winter one, and she found it, and it was because they're like limited release. So I'm really, really excited. So that's what I've got in one of my second gifts. So this is from the lovely Kerry, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. Can you see that there is something inside this? This is a glass mug. This is hot squash. Let me just have a slurp, actually. And I'll show you when the camera's down in a minute. But there is a dragonfly. There is a dragonfly in there. It's so cool. So Kerry gave me that on Tuesday. And then this is the other thing that I'm going to show you. Now, this is from Jenny. And I asked her if I could share it with you. It's beautiful, and it did give me she made it especially for me, and you can see what I mean. Look at the color for a start off. Clearly she made it for me because it's blue. But the contents of it I want to show you, because I'm thinking about doing a video to actually show you all of the things and how to make them. Ali's saying those stamps are adorable and done the same beautiful cards and tags. Such talented people. Exactly, Donna. I'm so thankful and pleased to have got those swaps. That is really cool. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera around, and oh, I've just got to move one of my lights. It's kind of wonky. Let's just see. Okay, so my mouse is now in shot. Oh, everything's a bit wonky today. Okay. Let me move that out. So let me see if you can see. Look. Can you see that dragonfly? How cool is that? And the thing is, I mean, this is hot squash, but it's I think it's called basilica glass. So the handle's not hot. It's really cool. I will be drinking it over over the course of the craft and chat. So hopefully you'll be able to see it at the end. I am slightly terrified about washing it though. I washed it before I used it, just very, very gently. But I am a bit of a disaster magnet. Right. So here's the present from Jenny. So the first thing to know is this is one of the kit boxes from Stampin' Up. So for those of you that have been purchasing kits, save the boxes because this makes a great packaging idea. And then this is, which stamp set is this? Da, da, da. Stamps and stencils. So 57 or 76. Do-do-do. Yeah, it's this one. It's Layers of Beauty. So she's actually used the stencils to colour this. Now, I needed to have looked this up. I don't know what that paper is. If anybody happens to know what that paper is, I don't know what the paper is. Anyway, have a look inside. So firstly, she made me a lovely card. And then this is a little ruler holder. And pen holders. Pen holder. And look, highlighters. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to get that back in again now. Darn, I'll do that again in a minute. A little post-it note holder. So it's like a full desk set. And then look at this. Ooh. Got my name on and everything. Beautiful. So it's a full set. And I know, so the reason that I thought, let me just put them there like that. Look. This makes such a great gift. Let me just see if I can get that back in again. No, it's not going to go. Hang on. There we go. And so each item has been gift wrapped to, you know, showcase the thing, but actually to make a beautiful set. So I think this would be a really good video for me to do, to kind of take these items, because it's figuring out how to measure it so that you work on each item. So I think if you think that that's a good idea, then I will get something filmed in the run up to Christmas. John, yeah, Michelle saying it's lovely, and Sean saying it's beautiful, and Margaret saying it's beautiful. Yeah, I know. I mean, I have said this 100 times, 1,000 times before. I have the best team ever. And, you know, for me, the Stampin' Up community, my team's community is so wonderful. And the people that have come into my life through Stampin' Up, it's just amazing. So I'm truly, truly grateful. Yeah, so lots of requests for for a video. Yeah, okay. I will do that. Wow, yeah, beautiful gift. Thank you. Told you, see, they're just awesome. Oh, okay, look. I'm getting I'm getting down to my dragonfly. Look, you can see it's peeping out now. That's so cool. Right. So, firstly, I need to replace the blade on my trimmer. And I've got several videos, and I actually got a comment on my trimmer blade replacement video the other day. And I just thought, well, do you know what? Sometimes not everybody knows how to replace it, but I wanted to point something else out to you. So this is the Stampin' Up trimmer. And it depends where you are in the world as to what sort of measurements you get on it. Here in Europe, we have inches and centimeters. So on the main part of the measuring, you've got centimeters at the top and inches underneath. And the track, so let me just pull the track out to show you. And the track is also in inches. If you work in centimeters, you can get a replacement of this that is centimeters. And I have both of them. So depending on what type of project I'm doing, I do sometimes in inches, sometimes in centimeters. But there's a couple of things that the more eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed. My trimmer that I use when I'm filming particularly has got a piece of white cardstock that I have stuck behind the numbers. Because if I'm working on dark card particularly, because the numbers are black, I can't always see them. So I've stuck a piece of card, narrow strip of card there. These two little tags, there's one there and one there, they just slot in here and here. So what I do is I just put one in and then I just pull gently and pull it and slide it in. So it's that easy to replace your track. And then we've got a scoring blade and a cutting blade. The scoring blade is the lighter blade and the cutting blade is the darker one. Now the cutting blade replacements come 4 in a pack. And I don't know how easy that's going to be to see. Let me just put that underneath, see if... Can you just see, just there, there's like a little, it looks like somebody's dropped it and there's like a little chipped bit out. That's where you get your blade out. So each blade, if I get my new one out, the blade has got these little plastic bits, and that's what locates it. And in order to get it out, you have to slide your blade so the first piece is at that hole, and you can actually just lift it out and slide it along and the other piece will come out. And you can actually see, if you look at the back of that, this old one, you can see how worn it is. But what's actually happening is my cardstock is going fluffy when I'm cutting. So that's why I need to replace it. And then in order to get it back in again, you just take that plastic end and put it into the hole and slide it along until the other bit gets in, and then it's ready to go. Now, for the life of your blade, try and get into the habit of cutting in both directions. Some people, if they've got their trimmer like that, only cut down. And because the blade is sharp on both sides, you're going to blunt one side. Now, if that is your habit, if you always only cut in one direction, once it starts to get fluffy, you want to take your trimmer blade out and turn it around. That will work. Or going backwards and forwards is much better. Oh, Elizabeth, that's awesome. She always hunts for my YouTube video when she needs to replace a blade. Okay, so I've got a few trimmer questions. So let me have a look. So Anne's saying she's got the old trimmer. No, the blades that we have now do not fit the old trimmer. I'm sorry to say, you'll have to get a new trimmer. Sue says that she's done that with the white strip and it's well worth it. And pleased about the white strip. Sean, take care. We'll see you soon. Awesome. Okay, so that's the trimmer. So now I have got some crafting to show you. And it's quick crafting because good job, because I've got 20 minutes left. Okay. Many of you have this stamp set. I know. It was part of a retreat a couple of years ago. But I wanted to sort of focus on this particular stamp set and the Merry Christmas. And one of the projects in the Stamper Stack that we did in the Christmas retreat was this card. And it's very simple, but it allows you to see lots of the patterned paper. And I thought quite a lot of us have, I'm laughing now, quite a lot of us have a stack of paper. What am I talking about? We all have a stash, don't we? But quite often you like both sides of the paper. So with this type of card, you can have one pattern on that side and a different pattern on the inside. That works. But also it's just nice to be able to use those papers so you've got space to get more. So let me talk to you about these papers because these are awesome. These are actually included in my Christmas retreat. Let me just there we go. Okay, so this is called Season of Elegance. It's gold foil and there are 3 colors. So there's the old olive version, there's a real red, there's a basic beige, and taken with teal. There's 12 sheets, and I just wanted to show you the colors because you can't always see it in the catalogue. So that's the basic beige. You've got the, I'm saying it's real red. I don't think it is. It's cherry cobbler, actually. Pretty peacock, not taken with teal. Did I just say taken with teal? Oh, taken with teal is my favorite Stampin' Up color ever. And it's gone. It's a long gone. But Pretty Peacock is a good substitute. And then this is the sort of old olive mossy meadow version. So they're the papers. So that's that one. But the papers that I'm going to use today, I don't think I've even shown you them recently. So this is called Sentimental Christmas. Now, the papers, the Sentimental Christmas papers, if you buy the papers, £2.50 of your purchase price goes towards children's literacy projects in the UK. So that is really, really exciting. But I just wanted to show you the papers. They are what I would consider very Victorian style patterns, very traditional, and very pretty. As a reminder, always with the patterned papers, there is always a label. Sometimes it's on a cardstock label. Sometimes it's a sticker on the cello wrapper, but it has all of the colors listed. And I always keep this with the papers, so I don't have to figure out, is the green garden green or mossy meadow? Is it real red or is it poppy parade? I know because it's here. So there's a lot of colors in this paper. So you've got snowflakes and what I consider to be a baby sham deer. For those of you that are old enough to remember baby sham, does still exist actually. A couple of the papers actually work amazingly for scrapbooking. Or you could frame that with some pictures on it. That would look really cool. And you've got some candles. And then we've got, these are the papers I'm going to be using in a minute. We've got some stockings and candy canes again. So this is a really good scrapbooking page as well. And then we've got some stripes and some sort of bouquets of Christmassy foliage and berries. And then two more papers. So we've got some Christmas trees and some sort of candy cane coloured ribbon, some stripes, and some traditional Christmas trees and presents. So these are really beautiful papers. I'm going to be using these in this sort of arrangement. So I'll start with the red ones. So the red is actually Poppy Parade. Let me just put these papers away actually. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to cut the card blanks, both of the card blanks, and then I'll cut the layers. So this is my standard size of card blank. So my measurement is 5 3/4 inches by 8. And then I score at 2 inches and at 6 inches. Depending on where you are in the world, you may be working in centimeters or you may be working in inches, but you have a different size cardstock. So basically work out whatever the size of your card you want to be. And then whatever is half is what you want either side. So you're going to double that measurement, but score it at a half and a half. So you end up with this lovely gatefold. So for me, the way I do it is 5 3/4 by 8. And you can see if you watch as I'm cutting, I always cut down and then I cut up and I just alternate it each time. And then I'm going to score at 2 inches and at 6. And I'm going to do the same with this pretty peacock layer or pretty peacock card, because it just means then I can put the arm away. So let's just score it at 2 and score it at 6. So I'm just going to get my bone folder out. So just to reinforce your score lines, you want to make sure that it is touching or just very slightly, there's a very slight gap. You can just manipulate it a little bit if you need to, and just reinforce it. And then I'll do the same with this one. There we go. Okay. So I've got white layers for the inside, so that is easy. And on my original card, I've actually stamped. This time I'm actually going to cut out a motif from the papers. So I'll stick that on in a second. So that is there. Okay. So these panels are 1 3/4 inches by 5.5. So I'm just going down 1/4 of an inch. And if you want to, you can do an additional matte layer. And I will make sure that the measurements are actually put, if you scroll down, if you're on YouTube, and on my blog, I will make sure that those are available. So let me just get my scissors. I'm just going to cut out one of the trees. I've just got something to put on the inside because I don't have the stamps that go with this set. And this is a top tip actually for any time that you haven't got like the matching stamp set. You can always just cut a little something out of the papers, and it just means that you've got something that coordinates with the project, but it isn't necessarily stamped. So that's just going to go on the inside there. And then we've got the stripy paper. That one. And then for the red, what I want to do is I want to use this stocking image. So in order for me to be able to get it sort of central, I'm just going to trim the paper a couple of times. So let's have a look. So I want it to be, it's actually going to be really quite tight, I think. So let's cut it there. And this time I'm going to use this paper, that strip, to go on the bottom there. So 1 3/4. There we go. Okay. And so now I'm just looking to sort of position this to make sure I'm going to get the stocking in. So that will work. So that's 5.5. And then it will work on this way round as well, but it will be in a different place. But that is okay. So that's there. And we'll trim this down to 3 3/4 for the inside. And then we've got the stripes. Obviously, you've got to decide, do you want the stripes this way or this way? This makes sense to me. So that's the way I'm going to do that. So 5.5 and 5.5. Okay. So let's get all of this stuck down. So obviously you can have the more heavily patterned papers on the front or on the inside. It's up to you. I like it sometimes that if it's plainer on the front and then you open it, it's sort of a surprise on the inside. So that works really well. And that just all tones in and coordinates really well there. And I've got the stripes. Like so. I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm just going to put this little teeny tree on the inside. And I'm going to do the same this time round. So I'm going to have the trees on the inside and the stripes on the outside. Ali's saying she didn't realize how lovely this patterned paper is. I know, and this is the thing. Stampin' Up tries really hard to make sure that they put, you know, images in, but until you actually see it and play with it, you don't actually realize. It's just really soft. It's really nice. Now the green, this is shaded spruce. And to me, it's a green that doesn't get enough love, really. It's on the, I probably love it because it's on the blue spectrum of green, but it is a lovely, lovely shade. So then that opens up like that. So we've got our 2 cards. What we need now, obviously, is the Merry Christmas. Now, what I recommend you do with your Merry Christmas is stamp the word Christmas first at the bottom-ish of a piece of cardstock. Then stamp the word Merry in the middle-ish, a little bit above the Christmas. and your positioning will work really, really well. Then trim it, because every single time you do this, you'll be slightly different. So if we trim it, so I think it's gonna go there. And then once you've trimmed it down, what you're going to do is position it on your card. Let me just, I'll show you with this. I'm actually going to do something slightly different in a second, but I'm just going to show you the easiest way to do this. So now I'm sticking it again onto a square piece of card with a tiny border top and bottom, and then trim it down. Now, of course, you can measure it and cut your piece of paper to be the right size, but that will mean that it will work however you lay it. So this will go on here. Now, on my original card, I used the reverse of the paper. So with this Season of Elegance papers, you've got a foil side and you've got the reverse that isn't foiled. But when I was designing this, I was thinking, well, no, I'm going to stamp it on white because I want it to kind of stand out. And none of the papers in the pack, because they're all quite highly patterned, I could actually stamp over the top of. But what I thought I would do is stamp it and then emboss it. So that's what I've done. And I'm just going to trim these down. I'm just going to do this exactly the same as I shared with you a second ago. And I'll show you the difference when you put it on the card front that a little bit of embossing makes. And I appreciate it's like an additional step. But honestly, it will make such a difference. And it's just a tiny bit of texture, but it really does make a difference. Da-da-da. Okay, let's get that. Oh, Ali's talking about a shop called Pastimes. Yeah, Ali, I love that shop. I used to get lots of gifts for my dad from that shop, actually, because it always had really traditional things that he really loved. It was, and it had gadgets as well, I seem to remember. So there we go. So let's just look at these two together. I mean, this is nice, isn't it? But this is like extra nice. Nice, extra nice. That's like not proper English, Amanda, but never mind. So here we go. So that is going to sit on there like that. Now, it's really, really, really important that you put the glue on the right place. So here's my top tip. Firstly, turn your card over and reinforce those score lines again. So your card lies flat or a little bit flatter. And then decide where this is going to go. It's going to go sort of there. And slide it across. And put your glue on the card, not on the back of this bit, just in case you put the glue in the wrong place. And this is my public service announcement, because I can guarantee that I would have put glue kind of hanging over the edge there, and that wouldn't have worked. So there you go. So there's one. So let's get the other one. Just trying to move everything out of the way. So here's the other one. So that's with the texture, and that's without. It just looks so much better with the texture. Just really punchy. So that goes there. So let's just put a little bit of glue. There we go. Now I've done this in basic white to go with the inside, but there is some of this background is actually basic beige. So if you wanted to go a little bit more vintage, you could and put basic beige there as well. There you go. So there's two. There's my original one. Ta-ta-da. But it's just the awesomeness of this stamp set, and your patterned papers. But you know, I am sure that you will have big Merry Christmases or medium Merry Christmases that can actually make a big bold statement. So there we go. So there's the insides as well. Let me just open that up as well. Love this stocking. It's just such a cool image, isn't it? Okay, so that is all from me today. Unless, of course, I'm going to see you in Craft Along at 7 o'clock tonight. Last few days to sign up for Craft Along for December. Now, December is special because it is an on-demand Craft Along, which basically means I'll send you the kit, and on the 17th of December, I'll send you a link to the recording. So there'll be a recorded video, and I do that so that you can take the class whenever you have time over the Christmas period. So I will see you all back here next week. In the meantime, have a great week. Do let me know if there's anything you want to see at a future Craft and Chat. And as always, if you pop over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com, you'll be able to shop with me and purchase all of the items that you've seen today, or many, many, many other Stampin' Up goodies. So take care of yourselves. I will see you all again next week. Goodbye.